Yeah, good
Namaskar.
evening and welcome to
this.
Gunner Shot. And I have with me Mr. Sree Iyer and General Rajiv Narayanan. And we're going to discuss today evening, is more coming? Where is it coming? Across the IB. But today we're going to have a different kind of a show. I'm going to hand over, my channel to Mr. Sree Iyer and ask him to take over and anchor today's evening. So, Sree Iyer ji, all yours.
Thank you so much, General Ravi Shankar, and welcome to General Rajiv Narayanan. Hope you had a nice visit, sir. Congratulations. Yes. You've gained a son in your family, and that's a moment to cherish. And viewers, this is going to be a little bit of a conversational format as we give you our different viewpoints. Sometimes, they might be congruent. Sometimes it might be different. This is a joint transmission from Gunner Shot and PGurus. Wherever you are watching, please do like this video. And also, if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. I'm going to start with General Ravi Shankar. General Ravi Shankar, this was in your idea that we should discuss about what comes next. Because here is the situation where this operation was near flawless. That's all I can say, because I got woken up at 2:45 a.m. and I'm getting feedback from Pakistan. Don't ask me how I get feedback from Pakistan.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine.
I'm a neutral journalist from United States. So I'm getting feedback from there. And the first thing they said was, oh, the Indian army has attacked a masjid. And they didn't deny anything. And this is like, oh my goodness, they have attacked a masjid. So you're going to hear all these things. They also claim that 2 Rafale aircrafts were taken down by the Pakistani Air Force. This and that and so on and so forth. A lot of jingoism on that side. Then I started looking at what was happening on India's side. The story was totally different. It lasted 25 minutes. 25 minutes of precise. It's like brain surgery. You know exactly which nerve to cut and then sew it up and come out. So that's how it looked to me. General Ravi Shankar, you and General Rajiv Narayanan, you have seen action in their army, various skirmishes and what have you. Talk to us a little bit about the preparation that goes into it, because of these, some were exclusively Army, the others were exclusively Air Force. There was a reason for doing all that. Talk to us a little bit, and then what comes next.
Okay, what we'll do is I'll talk of the preparation. He'll talk of what comes next. Okay, that's the way we'll go, so that we don't overlap. Look, in this case, there were 9 targets. Some targets were close to the LC/IB, and some were in depth. Those which are close to the LC and IB can be tackled by the ground forces, army. And army has got enough resources, whether you talk of drones or you talk of ground-based missiles, pinpoint accuracy. We have Miss Pinaka, which can hit with pinpoint accuracy at 60 kilometers. And you have precision drones and all. We have enough precision for that kind of a thing. But when you go into a little depth, where you need a little more, penetrating power, then you have the Air Force. And true, the way it has been panned out, few targets were taken on by the Army and very few targets were taken on by the Air Force. And all this was well coordinated, well planned. I think it was a marvelous planning that, look, hit the terror targets. Don't hit, don't hit civilian population, don't hit military targets and all. So that it is an anti-terror operation. And that went very well, like clockwork. And all of them were hit, the thing is synchronized. Synchronized, hitting them all within a matter of 25 minutes. Probably time on target was used. Time on target is the old phenomenon. All 9 were hit simultaneously. And all 9 penetrated all kinds of air defense. The Chinese air defense of Pakistan. You call it the Chinese air defense of Pakistan or the Pakistan air defense of China. Whichever way you call it. And all were oval and they penetrated and hit. And all our chaps made a very clean exit. In some cases, you didn't need an exit because it was a one-way stream. Loitering munition is a one-way hit. Right? All this was planned. It was a joint affair. With all this, a certain amount of ISRIs, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, that is from the satellites and communication and all that. I'm sure there was a cyber campaign all. And like I said in the morning, and I've been saying the whole day, there's been a beautiful deception campaign put out. When you say, how did all this happen? You see, we put out this mock drill. Mock drill is happening today and tomorrow. And there's a NOTAM where the SWAC, that is Southwestern Air Command, is carrying out an exercise in Jaisalmer and Ganganagar, I mean, not Ganganagar, Barmer area. So everyone's focus was there. Yeah, let them do. They're going to do. No one's going to attack us, everything. And bingo, one night before that, the whole thing went in. And clean exit, like you said, absolutely precision, surgical. If there was a surgical strike, this is it. We did surgery on Pakistan. So that's the way I look at it as far as preparation, this and all that which you asked. A lot of it would have probably been told by many channels which our viewers are seeing. But this is the way I look at it. What's coming ahead? Yeah, I think Rajiv is the best judge. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes,
So
indeed.
I
We got
just
the
add,
orders from you. The
I
real
just add,
deal is yours, General Rajiv.
yeah, I'll just add 2 points to
Yeah,
add to what General Shankar mentioned. Having been on a chair, we maintain a target list.
yeah.
Complete, lat long, everything is there. And that keeps getting reconfirmed through SIGINT, ELINT, SAT, our own satellite imagery, that keeps getting reconfirmed. So the locations are pinpointed. Everything is known. The satellite imagery detail of the layout, like what was being shown by Colonel Qureshi, Sophia Qureshi, all those layouts are available. Okay, and this comes through what is called the Joint Intelligence Committee, JIC, where all the agencies sit together. Everything is planned. So that is one. Number two, what were these? Why was Rafale used? One is the cruise missile, Scalp. It has a range of maximum range is 500. Planning range is about 400 to 450 kilometers. And it carries a warhead of 450 kg. 450 kg warhead. What we have, that's why we were keen to get the source code from the French, is the metric accuracy. CEP is 1 meter. 1 meter is the CEP. And it is non-jammable, it is stealth, has INS, GPS, and terrain mapping and photograph mapping. So when you're fed all these terrain and photographs on that, at the terminal end, it adjusts itself to the correct place where it has to go. And the other was a hammer. Hammer is a add-on thing to any bomb. It is high accuracy, multi-mode, extended range. So it gives your bombs extended range. You can add it. It has a range of 70 kilometers, and a 250 kg warhead. This was what the Air Force used. Loiter ammunition, he has already said. Now, what next? 2 things. We have not lost focus to the east. There's a lot of build-up of the resources that is taking place along those borders also. The eyes are there also, because it is not lost that the hardliners are there and they have very close contacts with the ISI. I wouldn't be surprised if some ISI people are already sitting there. That is one. Number two, across the border, you have information available of, must be more. My time was 47. Length and breadth of Pakistan, you have targeted only 9. 47 then, and I'm sure it must be much more. And that is the silent warning which was given by Misri. No questions, because the operations are fluid. As it progresses further, then I will come up. When you read between the lines, it is that you try and do, and there was a readout also that we have other targets also, which we have can be targeted. Period. Now the actual thing is getting scared is Asim Munir. If he doesn't react, the people will kill him. If he reacts, the
India will kill him.
Indian armed forces will negate them. Catch 22. Damned if you do and damned if you don't. So
Mhm.
there are more targets available. I'm sure you're going to wait, because now that you have hit, look at JEM, they must be crying. Our man,
Azhar Masood.
Masood Azhar Masood.
Masood Azhar has lost 10 people in his family and 4 of his aides who are all staying with him. He is lucky to have survived, may have not been there, may have gone somewhere. So all the masjids that you were talking of earlier offline, which people in Pakistan are talking, were the masjids inside the terror camp. And the best part is, in Sialkot and Bahawalpur, these were being shown as public health centers. Can you believe it?
Hamas playbook.
Yes. No, they were not. No, Hamas playbook is different. That there is an actual public health center from which he is firing.
That fellow's firing, yeah.
This is a terror camp which has been, board has been put as a public health center. That's it. The board is public health center. Otherwise, it's a terror camp.
And it is sanctified by the government of Pakistan.
Yes. They confirm it that this is a public health center, but that is actually a terror camp. And there are, like where you hit them in Bahawalpur, across the road where you have hit them is the headquarters of 31 Corps. Across the road.
Yeah.
Right. Same in Multan. Across the road is the DIV headquarters.
And this is where the precision comes in. You hit this fellow, and 50 meters away you didn't touch him.
You didn't touch him. I'm sure his windows would have shattered. Glass would have got shattered. That's how in the middle of the night and if you remember, when we did the Uri strike and when we did the Baloch strike, everybody was seeming, where is the evidence? Where is the evidence? So this time the UAVs were thrown up, the drones were also thrown up, ISR, who were tracking all this and getting live imagery and sending back, which was fed and shown during the briefing. That nobody can ask what has happened. Here we are showing it to you. This is the case. Keep watching. And in 1 or 2 cases, if you're seeing it live, you could hear the chatter of the pilot. You could hear the chatter of the 2 pilots sitting there who are guiding that kamikaze or the FPV or the drone or the UAV. They are keeping, nahi, rakh, abhi aane wala hai, rakh, abhi aane wala hai. So now they can't even say no.
They've accepted it. They've accepted it.
And I always call Bilawal Billo Rani because he dances like a girl and he keeps shifting sides. The other day he was saying that if the water is stopped, blood will flow. Today he is ready for talks with India. One strike, ready for talks. So they are scared now. Like I said, it's a catch-22. I am convinced that they will look at trying something unconventional from the Bangladesh side. But unfortunately, that's all. Boots are there on the ground. That's why you find that there is no peep which comes out of Mamata Banerjee. Nothing. And unfortunately, when you look at our opposition parties, except for Mayawati, who named the Operation Sindoor, who called out Pakistan, none of the others, they just say we are with the government and we support the army action. No one has taken the name of the operation. No one has condemned Pakistan. Now that is a major telling point, that when you make a statement, you come out, you're not even taking the name of the operation.
General Rajiv, thank you so much for the opening comments, and we'll delve a little bit more into what comes next. General Ravi Shankar, I'm hearing that there has been heavy artillery exchange, and there is one Gurudwara in the Indian side where there's been a few casualties also, I think about 10 people, and it's very, very unfortunate that they are targeting civilians. Does this reflect a desperation in the Pakistani camp that looks like we can't really fight the army of India, we'll go after some softer targets?
Oh, look, they're just firing across the LC. I don't think they have any capability. One odd Gurdwara or odd thing they'll do. But the danger of their engaging civilians on our side of the LC is people will go against them. You see, one of the features of JNK militancy and LOC, dynamics is the Pakistanis, even when the LC was hot earlier, never targeted the local populace. You could target them. We didn't target because that was not in our DNA to target the local populace. We only targeted, the terror camps and terror infrastructure. Whereas they made it a point not to hit locals. And this time they're doing that because they didn't hit the locals earlier. They didn't want to alienate them. But now they're doing that. And that will become a major point of alienation against Pakistan and Pakistan army with the local populace of JNK. Is this a measure of desperation? I think so. Look, many people no one from Kashmir really condemned this Pahalgam incident. On the other hand, people were out on the streets. And hence, I think they are looking at not only trying to teach Indian Army a lesson, they're trying to teach even these hapless civilians also a lesson. Look, Indian Army, they can't do anything. That's the thing. While that's one part of the story, while what you're saying is right, that there is firing against on the LC, I'll bet my bottom dollar that the Pakistanis are getting had tonight, and they'll keep getting had for days to come. You know why? And General Rajiv will also chip in. We are just too strong on the LC. Whether it's artillery, whether we're just too strong. It will not take more than 3 to 4 days for them to start crying uncle. Yeah, Rajiv, your view.
Yes, no.
Sure.
I'm information that I have got from the ground. In each sector, that means in each brigade area we call it as a sector. 3 to 5 Pakistani posts don't exist.
Have been
Finished, reduced to rubble. The number 2 point is they had ammunition available for basically 4 days. Now, how much is he going to spend here? Because he's scared. They were saying India will attack. If he expends too much out here, what is left with his force?
what is left for them?
Third, he had fuel for 5 days or 7 days. Now, our air exercise is on. 3:30 p.m. it has started. It is going to carry on till tomorrow night. Now his aircraft will be on cap in
Complete aircraft will be up in the air.
How long
for
will
3
the
days?
fuel last? How long will his fuel last?
There's a very important point. It's very important point which General Rajiv Narayanan is making. Fuel. You run your aircraft all over across the border for about 5-6 days. He also has to be up in the air. You don't know when your aircraft are up in the air when you'll turn and go and hit him. So he'll put his aircraft up in the air and he'll keep spending his fuel. Doesn't matter us. We are the net exporters of fuel. We refine fuel for the whole world. We give fuel to Europe. So where's the problem for us?
Third point,
you don't have to.
Why didn't his AD in 2019 detect, and why didn't his AD with this famous HQ9, which is the Russian S-300? HQ9 is the one made by the Chinese. They have their radars. I can touch this 145 kilometers. You didn't even get to know the missiles came and struck the targets. So it becomes a question.
Rajiv,
Two things. A question mark on Chinese equipment comes up because you didn't see in 2019, you didn't see it today. And then there is a question mark that, is it because you never switched on your radars?
General Rajiv, one small clarification. What is the meaning of the word hagged? Hagged. I think that's what General Ravi Shankar mentioned.
Which one?
Pakistan will feel hagged.
Will be? I didn't
Pakistan
get.
Will feel tonight. Pakistan will feel hagged. You mentioned the word.
I
Had,
forget. I
had,
said had,
HAD,
had.
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 HAD, simple.
Because that is what
Had.
I told you, the decision dilemma that Asim Munir has to take. If he doesn't do it, the people and the army and the militants will go against him. If he does it, he has the giant monolith of the Indian armed forces facing him, which he knows he can't.
You know,
That is why he went
yeah.
for this unconventional warfare. Knowing conventionally, he can't.
And what's more,
There is a report coming out now of one JF-17 shot down by our Akash missile system in
yeah,
Akhnur.
correct. So that fellow would have been the first aircraft to take off. He would have taken off blind and he got shot. That's the way I look at it. It's not only this. It's not that, Asim Munir doesn't know what to do or will know what to do or catch 22 or 44 or 66 situation. The problem is the Baloch and the Afghan people and the Taliban are celebrating. You
Sir,
see, they're dancing.
800 Baloch officers and men tendered the resignation 2 days ago. 250 Punjabi officers and 2,500 men tendered their resignation about a week after the Pahalgam incident. That what is this? They didn't state that they are doing it for that. They just said family pressure. We have our own personal issues and family concerns, so we are leaving. We don't want to fight.
So there are issues. Yeah. Yeah,
my
please.
question is, India, see, walking into enemy territory is the easier part. The other part is to let the occupied territory accept you as the person that they want to be with. Let us say that Pakistan has, pretty much dispensed all the ammunition they have. Plus, we know that they have been selling to Ukraine, and now they are sending troops to Belarus, which probably is going to fight along with Russians. I mean, it boggles my mind that you sell ammunition to one side and you sell your own troops to the other side. So India will have to have some clear-cut objective of what to take, so that at least in the future, Pahalgam-like incidents won't take place. Do you think India would have had some kind of a model that says, if these ingress points are addressed by us on the POJK side, that makes it that much harder for them to come in? Any thoughts on that line? First to General Ravi Shankar, then to Rajiv Narayanan ji.
Okay. Look, the way I look at it, I think India has started looking at this whole story beyond the military. The military is one part of this whole story. I think the bigger strike which we have hit Pakistan is with the Indus Water Treaty, or rather holding that in abeyance. I'll tell you why. Whatever you do in the military realm, you could do whatever you want. You could defeat the Pakistan army, this, that, everything. But that effect has got limited value. Maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. If you've seen, Pakistan army has got defeated repeatedly, but it has come back. With every defeat, it has become stronger politically. And that's the nature of the beast out there. Okay. When you hit him with the Indus Water Treaty or abeyance of that, then you hit him for keeps. When you start making, alternate canal systems and water systems, that water is not going to go down the Indus anymore. His 80% of his population depends on agriculture, or 60%, if I'm not wrong, 60, 70%. Agriculture. If that is not there, where do these people go? Just this year, right? Without this Indus Water Treaty being held in abeyance and all that, their wheat crop has underperformed by 20%. That's already been cut. And now for this Kharif crop, which they have to now sow, they're not getting water. You're already jamming their water. If you don't have water, you don't sow, or you sow late, you'll not get your thing. The major issue with Pakistan, which is happening, is actually the Indus Water Treaty and holding it in abeyance. It is what we are doing in the armed forces is holding a different kind of a face to them. The real story is there, right? You have to look at it at a macro level. Of course, visas, trade, all those will happen. And the next thing I think is Balochistan and Afghanistan. Already we have made an outreach to Afghanistan, right? And if you see this, he's caught in a trap. I don't see how he's going to come out of it. I mean, this is my macro view. All yours, Rajiv.
Bilkul, sir. Basically, the indicators that are coming out is this is going to be a multi-domain approach. You're going to destroy him as a nation. Pakistan will not be there after this. May take a year plus, but it will not be there in the shape and size the way it is. Because he's already pulled out 2 divisions. Because the 41 division and
33. 33, no, Okara.
Yeah, both he has pulled them out. So he's left Balochistan Nanga. And they have already started killing using IEDs and other things as a number of provinces, and voices are now coming out that we should now go to the UN to be recognized as an independent country. And he can't even take out troops from the eastern side now to take them to the west side. As KP, in any case, it is gone. It is not just the Indus being held in abeyance. Now, because like he said, the Kharif crop. Now, along with the Kharif crop is rice. It requires a lot of water. Along with that, his biggest source of export income, cotton.
Cotton, kapas.
This is the sowing of cotton, along with the Kharif crop. Cotton also needs water.
And it requires more water than it requires more water
than rice. Now, if in the National Assembly, their irrigation minister stands up and says that because of IWT, you are going to be having a shortage of 21% water, 100% it will be at least double that. Now, if you don't have 42% of water, how are you going to grow? The second dilemma they have on when we are still talking of water, because that impacts his food security, he is worried about the Kabul River. Kabul River is the place on which you have India has made for, I think, about 7 or 8 dams on the Kabul River for electrification of Afghanistan. India has made. And their biggest worry is they have no deal with Afghanistan like IWT.
वो
बंद कर दिया तो that is the end. They have no food. Now that is the biggest worry which they are discussing in the assembly today. Number 2, what has missed a lot of people. IMF was supposed to be discussing the next tranche. Is not a quorum. Every member has to be present for the meeting. Now you understand why we pulled out our member. Without our member, the meeting can't be held. Meeting can't be held, he doesn't get the money. He doesn't get the money, how does he fight? He has no money.
You pulled a lot of plugs out of his whole story.
So, if you read Chanakya, he says, before you kill the snake, remove the venom from the snake. Make sure that it cannot bite you.
That is happening now, no?
In the other context, when I take Sun Tzu, he says the acme of generalship is to win without fighting. This is what you're doing. Sindh will break away. Balochistan will break away. Even KP will go off to Afghanistan. Voices in POJK, GB will come to you. POJK, the Punjabis who have been settled there, their leader has openly made the statement, the day the Indian army comes in, we'll all run away to Pakistan. They're not ready to fight because they know they can't fight. So our people are in a hurry. I am also clear that the opposition parties also will be gunning that you must do more, you must do more. There is no need.
There is no need. What we have done is more than
target. Like I said, there are more than 40 odd terrorist camps still exist. Destroy those. Start destroying those if he does something. Ensure victory, because the next level, which Sun Tzu says, is ensure victory before you join battle. So why should I fight now? Destroy him from inside. Khokla kar do, as they say, from inside. Then it's a walk-in. It's a party. You walk in.
You just have to be patient. Squeeze him. It's not a matter of 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 1 year, 2 years. Squeeze him. He'll never come up again. You know,
When you
and
have just the landlocked Punjab left, what will you do?
what will you do? There's nothing there. Even Punjab has got a problem.
The
You
southern
see,
portion, the Saraikis, Multan and all, they don't want to be part of Punjab.
there's another issue, like what apna General Narayanan said, water, kharif crop and all that. You know why we are targeting Chenab River? If you've seen, between Chenab and Jhelum, who are you targeting? Chenab. Why Chenab? Chenab से वे पानी लेता है from Marala headworks. He gets down to Ravi. From Ravi, he gets down to Suleimanki, that is Satluj. And the southern part of Punjab, or rather, I won't say southern part, the eastern part of Punjab, is all through this water from Chenab, because Ravi and Satluj doesn't have water. Which are the big cities here? Sialkot, Gujranwala, Lahore. All these will go dry. And what happens if all these cities go dry? That story is still, playing out. And that they know, the army fellows know this. Why the army fellows know this? The same guys wanted to use the same water to do green Pakistan initiative, draw 6 canals from there, and they've sold that land off to a corporate which they own. You see, these rascals, they've done this. And now based of this, the Sindh people have rebelled. And finally, they've held that abeyance. So the Pakistanis exactly know, and the generals exactly know the importance of water. And water combined with what you're doing is absolutely tightening him completely. Thereafter, I don't know where he'll go. I mean, please weigh in, Rajiv.
Bilkul, sir. Like Ajit Doval had mentioned quite a while ago, that if you do something to us, then we will make sure that you have a problem in Balochistan. That's happened now. It's gone. It's going. Now, since he has shifted them here, 12 Corps, he has shifted this side. He can't do anything there now. What will he do?
What can he do? He can only do this fake ops.
The frontier corps people are, whenever they are attacked, they just vacate their post and they run away. They don't even carry the weapons. They just vacate the post and run away. A lot of their posts have got vacated. In fact, in Balochistan, except for the major cantonments that are there, the writ doesn't run outside those cantonments.
I've done a video, I think yesterday, day before, where this chap Hamid Mir says, you go to any place in Balochistan, go to a petrol pump and have a cup of tea. Those people who are not in Balochistan, he says, मैं वादा करता हूँ, आप कर नहीं सकते हो. No one goes. There's one video which is there, which I have shown in my this thing, where there's a politician from Balochistan who says, मैं रात को बाहर नहीं जाता. रात को मैं क्यों जाऊं? कोई मारा जाएगा. The night in Balochistan is not under the grip of the state of Pakistan. When I say state of Pakistan, including the army.
This is something what the Americans faced in the early 70s in Vietnam. South Vietnam.
The night belongs to the Baloch.
And there the nights belong to the Viet Congs, here the nights belong to the Baloch. And as far as KP is concerned, day and night belongs to TTP.
Someone else.
So that is the issue that is coming up, and there is a lot of rumbling within the army. I will not be surprised if they knock off our man Asim Munir.
Sir, there was a story yesterday doing the rounds that one battalion had revolted, and you saw a bunch of trucks go towards that, and also that Asim Malik, the guy who is the ISI chief as well as a national security advisor, was making a play for the chief of general of the Pakistani army.
ये जब अपने देश के सगे नहीं है, किसी के सगे नहीं है, why will he not feel that I am the 𝗏𝗏𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏, the ISI head and also the NSA, कि ये किस खेत की मूली है, इसको मैं निकाल के फेंक दूं. If you look at the overall profile, what has been coming out through the int sources, he is a very average guy. Asim Munir is a very average guy. He is nothing brilliant. And I as General Shankar would also agree, and he also keeps saying that all their senior officers have been like that, वो ओपनिंग बॉल पे चौवा मार देते हैं, उसके बाद उनको समझ नहीं आता कि क्रिकेट कैसे खेले।
करना क्या है ये सेकंड हाफ देखिए, ये जो है ना,
दे डोंट नो
ये
हाउ टू गो अबाउट इट। उसने
See,
पुलवामा
पाकिस्तान
अपना पहलगाम कर दिया, अब उसे समझ नहीं आ रहा कि अब मैं करूं तो क्या करूं।
क्या करूं? I've always maintained that Pakistan army is a first half army. फर्स्ट हाफ में बहुत बढ़िया खेलते हैं ये, सेकंड हाफ में हार जाते हैं पूरा। सेकंड हाफ में ऐसे पिटते हैं कि पूछो मत। लुक एट 47, they came in, got hit and went back. What happened in 65? Same thing, they tried up Gibraltar, all that, and they got hit. What happened in 71? They wanted to save the East by opening their batting in the West. That's what they did on 3rd of December 1971. They, with those air intrusions and all that, air strikes, they wanted to take out all our airfields and they got hit and finished. After that, they never came up. What did they do in Kargil? First half, fantastic. After that, they lost. Here also, same thing. What did they do now in Pahalgam? First half, fantastic. Actually, if you see Pahalgam, it's a dream job done by a terrorist tactically, militarily. I mean, it's really fantastic planning. What happens after that? It's gone, right? So they're going to have problems about it. So let's see how things happen.
See, they
Yeah.
have failed to
Yeah.
grasp the political will in this government. Before 2016, all incidents that had taken place, whether 2001 parliament attack, 2008, you did nothing. You made noises, you went there, you did this, you went to the Americans, you went to the others, you did this. 2016 Uri, you had the surgical strike. 2019, you did Pulwama, you had a Balakot. See, the depth, though that was at KP, POK and the border of POK and KP, Balakot, you went and hit. You didn't learn the lesson. Now this time he has hit Punjab. Punjab is the heart of Pak army. You hit them there and you couldn't respond. And now he knows that you're not going to be left free. The Americans may say, no, sit and talk, means nothing. You're not going to talk. You'll drag them. Yes, we'll do. But you're going to squeeze them, destroy them into pieces. And by the way, I have spoken in your channel also. This is the overall plan of redrawing the borders from Pakistan right across West Asia, done bipartisan. Though done by the Republicans, it is bipartisan. There are two maps going around. One map which was published in the Armed Forces Journal, written by Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters, wherein exactly the same. Baloch is independent. KP area west of Indus is all with Afghanistan. In here, Gilgit-Baltistan was given to Pakistan, to Afghanistan, and POJK, Punjab and Sindh was left, rump state of Pakistan. Now in 2013, in the Senate hearing, another map was shared of how to redraw the borders. In that, exactly the same, only difference was the POJK was with India and the GB is with India. And that is what is opening out today. That is what you see playing out today. They are redrawing the borders. They achieved it in, like I would give an example, Iraq. Iraq was supposed to be three parts: Shia, Sunni, and Kurds. Generally, it is that today. There is a Shia part, there is a Sunni part, which is all desert, and the Kurd area is autonomous. So they are playing to the larger game with minor modifications.
So please.
General Rajiv Narayanan, maybe 1 minute each you can sum up, because we are into 40 minutes now. Maybe we have a lot of questions and a lot of revelations will come through the question and answer.
No, I'll put it this way. I want to open out something else, which I thought we must talk of.
Sure.
There's a lot of chatter. I won't say chatter. There's a lot of flooding of the social media with the fact that we've lost 5 Rafales or two, this, that, all that nonsense, the Chinese are blowing it up, the Pakis are blowing it up. Okay. Some of our people are falling prey to it. Some of our people who don't understand what's happened feel that, look, ye bhi ho gaya. In fact, I've been asked by people, sir, has this happened? Have we lost anything? So I think I'd like, Rajiv, I think we had a discussion offline before this. I'd like you to explain why all this is nonsense and nothing has happened. Please. I think we need to clarify this to everyone.
Yeah.
First thing which I will tell you is that when you play, this is all is information warfare, which while our government today is catching up to it, but there's a lot of catching up to put it bluntly. We are very poor in our information warfare and narrative warfare. That is point number one. Point two, while the Chinese and the Pakis try to do these narratives, they are not keeping everybody on board. Before they brought out that these Rafales were downed, their own defense minister and their own ISPR head came on air to say that Indian Air Force never violated Pak airspace. They stayed on their own side of the border.
On their own side, yeah.
You never got to know you did it from 105 to
125, 130.
25 minutes. And in next 10 minutes, all aircrafts were back in air. Pak Air and other activities started only at 2 o'clock. Which is this aircraft you dropped? And with what?
What?
There was no aircraft in the air.
And the
Except
DGIS,
everything was in air.
and the DGISPR has put out on Twitter saying that, look, Indian Air Force has not violated Pak airspace.
Pak airspace.
Their
Because they were
attack was from
desperate to inform, because Baloch, they didn't even get to know you violated the airspace and came back for that much time. This time he wanted to be very clear, so they were up off the block. Now you try to make a narrative that aircraft has been dropped. Means which aircraft? The aircrafts were all already on ground inside their hangar.
yeah.
Everything was going on. कौन से जहाज को गिराया? That is point number one. Right?
Yeah,
So point
please.
number two. They had not given any photographs. So then people got after them, and the Chinese and the Pakis came out and gave some pictures of what? External drop tanks, of which our Hindu immediately took it on, and then they got a rap on the knuckle after PIB said nothing has happened. They removed it. Now, why should my aircraft carry external drop tank? It's a precise mission he has gone for. He has fired those 2 missiles, made his circle and come back. He doesn't need a drop tank. External drop tanks are needed if you're going for very long range. Extended range, you want extended loiter time. I don't need extended loiter time because the aircraft by itself was not doing any post-strike damage assessment.
It was being done by drones.
The PSDA was being done by the UAV and the drones. And your satellite, which was on top. They were being done for that. See, another deception was to get your satellites in place, was the famous ISRO's docking, undocking, and the dogfight of satellites in air. Remember that just happened a few days ago? Now, in that garb, you've got your satellites in place to look exactly where you want to hit, because by then you had decided the targets you were going to hit. How many LEOs you want in air to be able to give you correct information and by what point in time. So our people, of course, Press and Information Bureau came out, and the ADGPI and others also, MODPI also came out to rubbish all this, that nothing has happened, nothing has gone down. But the Indian side has not yet mentioned about the JF-17 which went down in Akhnur.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the sources on ground have been able to detect it is a JS-17 from the engine, because they have a typical Chinese engine. So from the engine markings, they were able to make out that this is a JF-17. We don't even know what has happened to the pilot. And the Akash missile system has downed it, which tells you that your grid was in place. The grid is already in place. Now Pak Air Force is scared. The AD grid is in space. You have a multi-layered grid. By the way, I will just explain to the people who don't know. Your radar detection range in certain areas which they would have put in is 6,000 kilometers. Then the next set of radars are up to 3,000, 1,500, 700. That is the kind of layered grid you have in various vectors for your radars, which are functional today, which every inch it would have been deployed. And then you have your missiles, which are controlled by the radars, which tell you exactly where to go. You have the S-400, which when you say 400, he has a 400 to 120 kilometers range, to 90 kilometers range. So you have this, you have the 70 kilometers range, barracks. Then you have the 40 kilometers range, the Akash 2. Then you have 25 kilometers, Akash 1. Then you have the very short range. Then you have the shoulder fired, and you have the Panzer, which is 2.5, 3 kilometers. It's a layered grid that he has to come through. And that grid would be everywhere. Let him come. He'll get knocked out.
This time he won't go back. This time,
because that JF-17 went down.
There's a major problem with Pakistan, which everyone must understand. Today, he's on the horns of a dilemma. But having said that, he will still do something. I mean, that's in the nature of the beast. That's his, track record. He's done this kind of a thing even in Kargil. He's done this kind of a thing, in Balakot. He's done this against Iran also. So expect some riposte. And these chaps, I mean, we must be absolutely steady at this point of time to say, Aja, hum sort out karenge aapko.
Because I must add that the grid is complete on both sides.
Yeah, it's not one side.
Pakistan, it's also covering Bangladesh, because you have your grid against to detect movement as far as China is concerned, but today China is more concerned about how to sort out its own internal affairs.
Yeah. Maybe we'll talk of China tomorrow. Let's not mix up things. We'll talk of China tomorrow.
Bangladesh also realizes today that, because now everybody is shouting in the social media, even in Bangladesh, where is that chap who said he will attack and take over not the Seven Sisters? India has attacked Pakistan. What are you doing? Where are you?
देखो, ये एक दुनिया का नियम है. बड़े कुत्ते को मारो तो छोटा कुत्ता भी बैठ जाता है चुपचाप. ठीक है ना? इसको मारो तो वो भी बैठ जाएगा. So I mean, Bangladesh is okay. I mean, we have a threat out there. We have to realize that. You have to handle it. There's no doubt about it. But that fellow can be handled in time. And I think what's happening with Pakistan, if we do it fully, we're going to hit two people. We're going to hit China and we're going to hit Bangladesh also. Make no mistake. And the reactions are seen. The reactions are there. And I'm sure in the next 2-3 days, these reactions will come out in their media. And that's why I'm saying, let's not talk about China today. Their reactions will come out tomorrow.
China's statement itself is wishy-washy. आपने भी cover किया.
वो ना इधर बात कर रहा है.
wishy-washy. इधर भी उधर भी दोनों
साइड बात कर रहा है. वो उसकी I don't want to say that.
डरा हुआ है ना सर. He needs that India hold his hand to help him out in the tariff war.
So we will leave that for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll talk of that, and if we'll see tomorrow what we have to talk. But today this is the problem, right? This is how it is. Yeah.
So here, to reiterate again, India is unleashing a multi-domain warfare. You're going to squeeze him in every domain and destroy this cyst once and for all. Once it is all gone, nothing is left, then he can keep having that.
Doing what he wants.
Jamure ha madari, he can keep doing between the army and the ISI.
He can do what he wants.
General Ravi Shankar, tell us a little bit about what we are going to be talking about tomorrow, and that's at 8 a.m., right? So it's like you take a nice sleep, get coffee, and
no,
come back.
I don't think tomorrow 8 a.m. will be able to do it, because there's some, the thing which I wanted to speak today, they've been done already.
Oh, okay. So we have a different time. Okay, we'll work it out. Yeah.
We'll work it out, but tomorrow, sometime in the evening, around maybe 8, maybe 9, we'll talk of China. We'll talk of China. What can China do? We'll talk of what Bangladesh can do and how to. I think we'll look away from Pakistan. And of course, we'll do a recap of Pakistan also, and then do this. I think you're having a thing tomorrow, both of you.
Not tomorrow, Thursday, right? Tomorrow is
Thursday.
Thursday.
Tomorrow is
Yeah,
Thursday.
tomorrow is
evening
Thursday.
we have.
Then we'll convert it into this.
We have at
Tomorrow
at,
night,
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Yeah.
So we'll convert it like this. We'll convert it like this.
Yeah. We'll be back in 24 hours.
Yeah, we'll be back in
I
24
am
hours and
saying
take it forward.
everything has come in. When this happened, Pahalgam, the first people to be recalled from leave and all places was the army, and all your industry was put in their emergency mode. It means you have the emergency expansion. You can with the emergency expansion invoked, you will increase the output. So all that was invoked. Today morning, or I would say early in the morning after the strikes took place, the Home Minister has cancelled all leave of the paramilitary and they have been ordered to rejoin forthwith. Because they also understand that the reaction might be in the unconventional mode. But while they do all this, I reiterate again the last point which was discussed, which Gen Shankar was also talking about, is the narrative warfare. They have to do something about the information warfare.
Narrative.
If the JF-17 has been downed, even if it has not been downed, if a rumor has started,
doesn't matter.
Take it on, tell your bots and all. You don't need to do it. Have many handles and start doing it like what the Pakistanis and the Chinese do. Have one rag paper of yours like Global Times. Put it in there. Get some photos from somewhere. Put it there.
Something. Yeah, we should do more.
You have to be proactive. You are reactive in the information warfare domain. That is one that you have got to win now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. We have a lot of acknowledgement, General Ravi Shankar. If you want to just go through them, or
we'll do that. We'll go through that. We'll go through the whole thing, and then Tejas Mysore, thanks for becoming a YouTube member. Harshal Gupta, thank you again for becoming a YouTube member. Ravi Shankar V, thanks to you also. Tintin Snowy, thank you. Right, then SV also, thank you. New YouTube member, MV Sridhar, welcome. Then Satya Moturi, welcome as a member. Question, Sajid Kumar says, why didn't they mention in the press briefing at 10 a.m. today that all Indian jets and assets are safe? It seemed incomplete. Yeah, your take.
The press briefing took place at 10:30 a.m. By I think around 9 or something, the Press Information Bureau had already issued the press.
Yeah.
That everybody is back safe and sound.
Yeah. Okay. Shritik Kotari says, what to do about the Hindu parroting Chinese disinfo?
I mentioned that. There is something on. There is something on. They had removed it. They had put it. They were forced to remove it. The apology came from somebody else, Anshula Bhosle or something, if I remember. And some rumors were coming in that the Hindus' main building is getting vacated. Something is happening. Let's see.
They might be getting a building in Rawalpindi, maybe.
No, sir. Beijing or Shanghai. There are a lot of buildings which have gone khali in Shanghai, so he can go there.
Shanghai. Oh, do that. Best birthday gift for me, Jihadi Tears. Yeah, Sweta, happy birthday to you. If it's your birthday, yeah.
Yes.
Then bunkers on borders so kids and women can be safe.
They do have, but sometimes some of them come out for something. Yeah. Most of the casualties have taken place in Poonch sector.
Yeah. Then now time is ripe for serious domestic act, time to clean house. solve NRC and CA, shove NRC and CA down the throats of 0.5 front. The rest of the nation sees it now.
See, NRCCA, one of the positives that has come out from this dastardly act is how many Pakistanis and Bangladeshis were staying in India, overstaying in India, and they were voting
You
there
suggest
every day. And they were voting and doing everything. There's a BSF constable who is a Pakistani. There's CRPF constable who has married a Pakistani woman. So the cleaning house has already started. But then the crime mongers were there. But after this attack in Pahalgam, they have become quiet. So NRCCA will come.
Yeah, it's a matter of time.
Like I said, today morning, I think it was around 8 or 9. All the leave of the 𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍 has been cancelled, which is covering this, which is the main boots which cover the 0.5 front.
Okay. And then Vinod Krishnan, thanks a lot for becoming the YouTube member. I don't know which channel you guys are becoming YouTube members, but welcome to both. It doesn't matter who.
Thank you once again, General Ravi Shankar, General Rajiv Narayanan. We are back in 24 hours time talking about China and Bangladesh and maybe a little bit of Pakistan. Wonderful, wonderful conversation, sir. What a conversation. Viewers, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Do share this link. Whether you are watching it in Jagana Shot or in PGurus, do share this.
It doesn't matter.
General Rajiv Narayanan, you go for a vacation, you come back and they start hitting sixers and boundaries. Amazing.
They didn't want me to come back and rest and get over the jet lag.
Yeah.
Modi and gang thought, "Achha, ye ladka aa raha abhi. Let us sort him out. He's enjoyed too much in USA. He will forget his jet lag."
Yeah. All I'll say is we're not taking too many questions. Many members have asked questions. We're not taking it today because we've been flooded. To be very honest, I'm flooded. Okay, I've never had so many people watching, and I've never also had so many questions thrown in, right? So we've just taken a few. Tomorrow also I will go this way only. In fact, more can join in, right? Tomorrow we'll have better help for us to sort out the questions, and do join in tomorrow evening. Till then, thanks for to Rajiv and Shreyarji to make it a great evening. We'll talk tomorrow. It's not only a matter of great evening. I think it's something very important for our nation. At the end of the day, that I
By
think is the
tomorrow
more
morning, we will
important
know which way Asim Munir is going.
going. So
Some
let us see
indicators
how
would have
things
come.
would have come, and let's see what we can make out of things which are happening. Till then, thank you once again. Good evening and Jai Hind to all of you.
Jai Hind.